Many thanks for joining us here on Herman Manyora's YouTube channel. My name is Evan Sokinyi and you are yet in for another episode of the Candid Talk. I'm joined by Professor Herman Manyora. How are you, sir?
Good.
Welcome.
Oh, good, Evans. Yeah.
Do you think Raila, the Right Honorable Raila Odinga, will actually make good his threats?
Yes and no. I mean, I really don't know because he doesn't even need to say anything now. You've seen what's happening in the country already. So even if Raila tries to pull out, it may be too late. And I said it before, either with you or with Jad. I said it is. They say Raila. I said Raila. I asked him, stop these rallies now. You remember that time? He had time. He had control. I very much doubt whether he has any control now.
Things are bad.
Things are over. It's beyond him now. Yeah. The only thing he can do is to remain there and manage the mass action. But if he tries to say, I'm withdrawing, I'm extending, he will make it worse.
But I've seen the president actually come up with a number of measures, actually put measures actually that he wants to put in place to ensure that perhaps the cost of living goes back to where it was. You've seen the maize, of course, maize flour is no longer retailing at 220 or 250, 240 as it was before. Right now, at least you can get one at 190. So at least we are seeing those baby steps. And he's actually also promised a number of stuff leading, especially talking about the gas, type of gas that has been launched in the country. And he's saying, well, surely, steadily, we are moving in the right direction.
Again, sometimes, shortly, sometimes back, just recently, a week or two ago, as I was telling Raila, stop these rallies before it gets too late, you'll have no power. I said something to Ruto. I said, do something about the cost of living now. In 3 weeks, you'll do it when you're on your knees. They don't listen. I get people telling Manyora, I wish government was listening to you. They should even be paying you. Yesterday I met two highly placed Kenyans who told me, Manyora, government should be paying you. They pay you by not listening. He will do those things on his knees. And it's not Raila will do. He will give those subsidies. But on your knees. And you'll do it to offend your friends from the West, IMF and the World Bank. But if you started when I was saying early enough, you say, nyewe hapa, hii kitu imezidi. You call IMF and tell them, we hapa tunaenda vibaya. And then you bite the bullet and say, fine, we don't want to give Raila excuses to, let's look at these things. You say a national council or committee to, this is what governments do all over the world. You want to save your face, but you want to do the thing. So what Ruto should have done is to quickly constitute a cabinet committee with the power to copt a few people. Manyora kuja hapa kapa. Within a week or 2 weeks, they say maize flour, pump 100 shillings. These are the measures. Pump, yeah. He will do it under duress. That's what history has shown. Well, he will not be different from other. You can't be different. These things have a pattern, predictable. The only problem is when you get to power, things get to your head. They close your eyes. You become impoverished. Those around you don't help. They make matters worse. I also occasionally hang around these big boys. I see nobody can tell them anything. So if you are the president and you rely on these guys around you, you'll go into a ditch. They can't tell you anything. The truth is, government must do something about the cost of living. That includes even school fees. Soon, by next year, assuming things go and nothing goes very bad, but things just go on bad, even the Raila things fizzle out, I can predict.
We at Nairobi Review appreciate the support you have given Herman Manyora's YouTube channel. Through your financial support, we've been able to reach millions of Kenyans and produce quality content every single day. It hasn't been easy, and therefore we appreciate you for subscribing, sharing, and watching us every single day. Whether you're a long-term fan or just discovering this YouTube channel, your financial support can make a huge difference. You can M-Pesa us via 0768 074 076 or use till number 964 4543. That is 0768 074 076 or M-Pesa till number 964 4543. We highly appreciate your support.
That by next year such a time, half of the students who are supposed to be in schools will not be there.
If we continue.
With certainty. I'm not using any science or what. I'm just looking. 20% of the students who are supposed to transit to junior high school are not there. I've received a telephone call now, text message, which I have on my phone inside there. I take care of certain orphans. They have been sent home. And they are being told, if you do not pay money now, you will rejoin the school next year. Junior high school. And I'm telling you, if the NIS people are listening to me, get the courage to tell the president. By such a time next year, half of Kenyan children who should be in school will not be in school. This 20% of transition to junior high school, because those people are not prepared to pay fees, new uniforms, those things you need in secondary school. So they have been given a mini secondary school. And the guys in charge of those junior high schools want to implement everything secondary schoolish and leave alone the 200 who have not gone. Among those who are there, another 200,000 will not continue. They will go away. By the end of this year, if we had 1 million, I don't know how many there were, I think there's slightly more than 1 million. Let's work with 1 million who are supposed to start. I don't have the figures, but they've been moving towards 1 million. I think there must be 1 million. If there were 1 million, by the end of the year, when we go to junior high school, we did now grade 7, grade 8, 50% will be home.
So meaning actually they can't.
What am I trying to say? I'm trying to say the state of the nation is bad in terms of the cost of living. You getting it? And it can only get worse. And for the government to think it cannot intervene is to deceive itself. So what the government needs to do is to put up a team of experts. Among them, people who can use common sense like Manyora, a few, I'm not saying myself, but they may not like me. And quickly, within the shortest time possible, come up with intervention measures to bring down the cost of living.
But the government actually there was that time that the president said that he should be given at least 1 year to bring the cost of life down. And
but people will have died by then. Children will have been married. You know, you are joking. When you come hawa watu wanaongoza hii serikali, they are joking. Of the 200,000 students who have not gone to class 7, what you are calling junior high school, maybe 10,000 are already married.
Wow.
So you are saying someone will give you a year. A parent who can't afford food in the house cannot afford to take children to school, and they are girls. They will be married.
Definitely, we should.
So 1 year and by that time 300,000 girls are married. When they are 10, when they are 14, 13, 15 years old. A year you have to do big things.
Definitely.
Leave alone a year. Government should be given even 10 years to do great things. But reducing the price of maize flour, unga to 100 shillings is not something you want to give somebody even 2 days. It's just an hour.
Definitely, we should have a very robust conversation on the junior secondary school and what is actually taking place right now in the education sector, the relevance to the cost of living and such, Prof. But then here I am, getting back to the Raila and perhaps versus Ruto kind of squabble that we're witnessing here. Do you think that the president took Raila's issues, those statements that were made during that prayer session at Jevanji, did he take them seriously? Because when he spoke, he actually said very well that, well, you may demonstrate as much as you want, but then we saw him again kind of seek intervention measures from the West, try to actually compel Raila, perhaps to tame Raila. Do you think that perhaps the president felt a little bit threatened in that when he comes to the public, he talks and you see this person is very determined and very strong, but then inwardly he knows the kind of danger that perhaps may be looming around?
They said they were tough, and I said the taste of the pudding is in the eating. Let's see, the pudding is there, let them eat it. This is not something you want to play around with. And even Moi, people like Moi who are tough, they would get somewhere and I know, hii mahali inaenda, then they will retract. They'll form a commission. At least they will do something to forestall it. You cannot front toughness, my friend. There are certain things which toughness does not help. So if I've asked this, if you say you are tough and people are demonstrating, because they will demonstrate, and I'm not saying you need any evidence, but surely you have seen the rallies are being well attended. You've seen the way people are talking. You see the people are putting on uniform, they are in government. So they will demonstrate. Then you must ask yourself, what can you do? If you have the answer, then you are smarter than some of us. Because me, I'm not seeing that what the government can do. If people can demonstrate, will you kill them?
Okay, now
what will you do? Will you arrest? Will you arrest 50,000 people? Where will you take them?
Tell me this. What's living alone that? What's your view about the government's kind of decision to seek that help from the West in order to tame Raila, perhaps sanctioning him or rather prevent him from traveling abroad? And of course, Raila Odinga responding and saying, I had Martha Karua said that, well, we do not need to go to the West. We have our issues here that we should solve. So these guys are not going to dictate to us how we are supposed to be solving our issues here. You did not actually invite them during the elections. They were here. They were welcome. Yes? But you did not help them. You did not tell them to come help you conduct a credible election. Why is it that right now you're kind of trying to seek their help when we are handling our own issues as Kenyans and as Africans for that matter? What's your take on that?
You know, a desperate man, a drowning man can cling on anything, including a snake. When you are drowning, unajaribu kushikilia hata nyoka, kumbe ni nyoka unashika. When you are drowning, you can try to hold on to anything. A desperate man will try to any measure they think they can work. Those are measures of desperation. Hey, we have told them to leave Raila of his duties, or the West, he should not go to America. That shows you are scared. Arresting small boys like Omondi, you know, look at Matiangi, you know, you're trying to go to his home, harassing him. Here is where somewhere in Europe, I think. All these things show that you are scared. And yet ni vitu ya kujiletea. Self-inflicted problems. If Raila raises issues, the best thing to do is to work on those issues. He's just doing what a sensible opposition does. A sensible opposition anywhere in the world in our situation will say, bring down the cost of living because our people are dying. Do something about it. Don't go for Raila. Don't go to America. Don't go to AU. You see? Don't try to chase small people like Omondi. You get it? Don't go to harass Matiangi. You know, live. Just do what is right. By doing what is right, what you need to do as a government, what you promise the people of Kenya. Where you can't because of obvious reasons, share the reasons with the people of Kenya. They will understand. Say, tutakaza mshipi, sababu inchi inaumia. We shall make sacrifices. Because these are hard times. Each one of us sacrifice. But again, people are not going to sacrifice when government is so wasteful. On a spending spree, when the office of the president has so much on a recurrent, has spent so much, office of the deputy president, you create another office of Mudavadi, now his spouse. You are moving all over the world, you are moving all over the country, creating positions that are unconstitutional, casts and what have you, giving unconstitutional monies to MPs, 44 billion. You can't then tell Kenyans to sacrifice. But Kenyans can sacrifice in a way even that can surprise the whole world. But how are they going to sacrifice? So in other words, I'm saying, government, indeed the president, William Samoei Ruto, should not bother, should not bring trouble to himself. You don't need to do anything. Just do what is good for the people of Kenya, and people support you 99.99%. Yeah.
Well, just do good, what is good for the people of Kenya. That is, of course, a very good point to wrap up this conversation here. We do hope and pray that our president and perhaps the leadership of this country is actually watching, and they will actually do what is good for this country, because the truth is that the cost of life, rather the cost of living right now, is unattainable. It's so hard, and a number of Kenyans are finding it difficult to put food on the table at the end of the day. Our lives matter, and that is what the president should actually focus on to ensure that Kenyans live a good life. Till we have this conversation again, have yourself a very lovely day. My name is Evans Okinyi.